Okay, well, first of all, it's the second community that I've got involved with, and there's other communities after that as well. We had the Afghan people who were working with the military who were airlifted out, arrived in my ward. So I'm very sort of parochial, I'm the ward counsellor kind of thing. So I turned up on the first day to see what I could do. And then again, transferring that when I heard about sort of what was happening in Ukraine, and people were asking what can happen. I sort of went along and I spoke to Alana and Denis Nizlevov, who are the founders of Canterbury and Ukrainian. And I said, look, I'll set up a meeting with the council officers and see what we can do. And of course, there was no money, and everything was in disarray and disorder. So I invited Denis and Alana to my house for a cup of tea and a chat and talk about things. And I said, I don't know how we're going to get the money. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can promise you that I will help you. And we did things like going along to a local youth centre, private youth centre, and saying the Ukrainians who are arriving, they want their children to keep their culture together. So we'd like to use your youth centre once a fortnight. And by the way, we haven't got any money. And people in Canterbury responded to that. The first lot of Ukrainians that arrived, they wanted transport to go to work, go to school and whatever. And I went to the bike project and I said, I need 14 bikes for the Ukrainians, and we haven't got any money. And they said, that's okay. So I've been supported all the way by people who just said yes, which is fabulous. Why do I do that? Well, that goes back to my youth. So my mum was a good northern woman. And she used to say to us, you're complaining about this, you're complaining about that. If not you, who? And that's always stayed with me. If not me, who was going to do that? So that's why I get involved. And it's not just the Ukrainian community that I've been involved with, but that's the one that's resonated, and they put me forward. And it's absolutely fabulous because I just have this ability, I suppose, to talk to people and resonate with people. And just make contact, because we're all human beings, aren't we, at the end of the day? We're all human beings, that's the main thing. Absolutely, just do it. It's got to be from the heart. You know, it's not the head, actually, that does things sometimes, it's the actual heart. And communities that are wounded, sometimes they don't react in the way that you expect, but you've just got to be with them where they are. So don't try and think that they should be doing something, but just be actually with them where they are. And there's lots of wounded communities in Canterbury. So we've got Syrians, we've got the Afghans, which are now no longer in the hotels and settled. We've got the Ukrainian community, we've got the Hong Kongers, and we've got the Nigerian community. So people think about Canterbury as being sort of, a vanilla, but we're not actually. We're communities. And the positive thing is that there's so many people of goodwill that will work together. And what the councils can do is enable those partnerships. We all know, I often joke that, at Canterbury, we've stopped looking down the back of the settee for 50p and we've turned the settee upside down. We know the money's not there, but the goodwill is. And that's the huge positive thing, that there are people who will say, yes, I can help. That's it. And that's what councils can do, bring those people together. And tonight I had 2 council officers here who were fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And I can't speak more highly of them, which is great. I had other councillors here, Lord Mayor as well, she was brilliant. And it's people who say, yes, how can we do it? How can we help? Rather than, oh no, I'm sorry, you've got to go through this procedure, or you haven't got the money, or whatever. So it's about saying yes and opening up your heart. That's the important thing.